Welcome to this virtual candidates forum for those individuals seeking the office of mayor for the city of Pelham. I'm Kirk Manser with the Shelby County Chamber. On behalf of our chamber, we're pleased to co-host this program with our collaborative partners, Shelby County Newspapers. We hope you find this program both interesting and informative, and we're pleased you could be with us. All of the candidates running for the office of mayor for the city of Pelham were invited to participate in this virtual forum. Their willingness to put themselves before the voters of the city of Pelham is a true testament to both men's desire to serve and lead their community. Now let me explain our format for this virtual forum. Each participating candidate will be asked the same questions and given 2 minutes to respond. In the interest of time, there will be no opening statement. There will, however, be the opportunity for each participating candidate to provide a closing statement. The closing statement will be no longer than 3 minutes. A timekeeper will provide each of the candidates with a countdown during their answer comments by holding up a card indicating the time remaining. I will be posing questions developed by our Chamber's Government Affairs Work Group to the participating candidate. Now let's begin our first question with Mr. Green. Mr. Green, thank you for taking time to be with us for this virtual forum. Our first question for you today is, why do you want to be mayor of the city of Pelham?
I've lived in the city of Pelham for over 33 years. Served with them in the fire department. I even volunteered before I was hired, but I served with them for 28 years and retired as a battalion chief. My children have gone through the school system at Pelham. I'm happily married for over 33 years, and this is my home. And I'm just requesting again to be able to serve the city of Pelham.
Thank you. Our second question, what in your opinion are the priorities and responsibilities of the city of Pelham's mayor?
The city of Pelham's mayor is, to be specifically, he's supposed to be the CEO of the city operations. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to step up when there's a problem, and he's supposed to step forward when something needs to be done.
Thank you. Our third question for you, Mr. Green, if you're elected, what specific skills or strengths do you possess which you believe will benefit the city of Pelham?
I believe that I know how to utilize the resources that we have, both physical, as far as resources of equipment, facilities, real estate, things of that nature, but I also know, or I believe that I know, how to recognize and to motivate people to do their best in the jobs that they've been hired for or appointed to.
Thank you. Mr. Green, when prospective, new, or growing businesses evaluate new locations, they often seek out incentives or assistance from the city. What is your stance on incentivizing businesses to grow, and what assistance programs do you feel should be in place?
I think the city of Pelham should represent a place that is safe and will allow them to grow. As far as begging somebody to come, I'm a little reluctant to do that. What we can provide, in my opinion, with the resources that we have, we can provide public safety, we can provide good building officials, fire marshals, and a good infrastructure of the city to help them achieve their goals if they decide to put their business in our city.
Thank you. Now for our fifth question, Mr. Green, what plans, if any, do you have to help attract more businesses into the city of Pelham?
I plan to discuss with our building officials, our revenue, and also the fire marshal's office in order to find out what is the best way for us to maintain a consistency and come to these business owners or the ones that approach us or we approach them in order to tell them this is the way we think we want it done. This is the way the standards of the city of Pelham have been developed, and we're going to adhere to them. How can we help you? Help us help you.
Thank you. Next, how would you describe Pelham when someone asked you wanting to start a business there?
I think it's a loving community, and I won't take a shameless plug, but a gentleman I grew up with in Thorsby has a business that has flourished on Helena Road because the they embrace someone that's trying hard to create not a perfect world, but a perfect product. There's care in it. They provide a good product. It's reasonable. And when you come in the door, you're friends. And I think that's what Pelham offers to anybody that wants to come.
Thank you. Now for our seventh question, one of the best ways to attract and retain business is to ensure that their workforce needs are met now and in the future. How do you believe we can prepare our K-12 students to be strong, productive members of our workforce pipeline and to meet the needs of our employers?
Everyone is not cut out to be a college graduate with a master's or a PhD. I fully believe that the City of Pelham's school system should focus on some type of a strong vocational as well. Now, we have some, and it has been very active, is my understanding. But I think something along the lines, and even though we are suburban, so to speak, I think that an agribusiness focus that would teach leadership roles, such as Future Farmers of America, they teach leadership, they teach judging, they teach skills, whether it be small engines or judging meats or things of this nature. But the biggest thing is that our community, and especially our K through 12, need to realize that to achieve goals, you got to work and you got to take pride in it, and you need to achieve that. And there are just certain organizations, and that's just one in particular that I'm very familiar with, that teaches the leadership of that. You're respected, you're honored within your peers for achieving goals. And I think that's what we're missing a little bit of. The music program that had been in Pelham, both of my children have gone through it. And just to brag on my daughter, because of that program, she actually received a vocal performance scholarship and an academic scholarship to the University of Montevallo. That speaks highly of what we can produce in Pelham.
Thank you. And our final question in the Q&A portion of this forum, why should the citizens of Pelham elect you mayor?
I'm not sure they should. I'm offering to do the job. Gary Waters has done a tremendous job, and I've stepped a lot of ground that he has. I am willing to step forward and take a different perspective. I'm willing to take on the challenge, but he may be better than I am, but he won't try any harder than I will.
Thank you. And now, for your closing statement, Mr. Green.
I just want to remind everybody that the municipal elections are August 25th to 2020. I want to encourage everyone in Pelham to go to the Civic Complex and Ice Arena and vote that day. This should not be a time in our city's history that we have a 16 to 21% voter turnout. Whether you vote for me, whether you vote for Gary Waters, whether you only vote for part of the different positions of the council that are available and open at this time, I ask you, as a citizen of Pelham, as my friend, as a co-worker, please get out and vote this election. Thank you.
That concludes our forum. Thanks again for both men's willingness to put themselves before the voters of the City of Pelham. Thanks also to our collaborative partners at Shelby County Newspapers. Finally, and most importantly, thanks to each of you for taking the time to view this virtual forum. We hope you found this program informative, and we encourage you to participate in the election on Tuesday, August 25th. We are adjourned.